This week.
Suicide Guy VR is a game I struggled with on PSVR1. The levels were unique and offered up a ton of creativity, but the frame rate was atrocious, stuttering pretty much non-stop, and the clumsy controls were frustrating. I got a chance to check out the PSVR2 version this week, and unfortunately, not much has changed. So it seems like your best bet here is to stick with the flat screen version. What is that place? We're all anxiously awaiting the promised graphical upgrade for Green Hell VR, and I'm sorry to report that other than we're still working on it, we haven't heard much else. Luckily, if you're like me and love the game anyway, developer Incubo announced this week that they're bringing over the well-received PC prequel DLC called Spirits of the Amazonia. It'll be delivered in 3 parts, for free, with the first part launching this week on November 30th. The one-man team over at Iron Stomach tweeted this week that he's hard at work on updating the PSVR2 version of B99 Overclocked, fixing bugs and upping the resolution to 3400 by 3468 for what he calls perfect clarity. The new patch is expected to drop this week. Probably the most anticipated PSVR2 game of the year, Vertigo 2 got delayed out of its October release window, with publisher Perp Games promising that it would still be coming in 2023. Thankfully, they were true to their word, as Vertigo 2 got a new release date this week of December 12th, with the physical version, for all you collectors out there, dropping February 9th. Developer Zatoon has apparently updated the PSVR2 version of Down and Out. They cite enhanced combat mechanics, a new cel-shaded art style, and minor bug fixes. It'll be interesting to see whether this one can be salvaged, considering it launched without much content or any gameplay worth talking about. Watching this trailer for medieval sci-fi adventure ARKEN really makes me wonder about the future of VR. We've put so much stock into the necessity of AAA developers adopting VR, but if more indie studios evolved at the rate of developer Vitruvius, it would hardly be necessary. They started with Mervils, a cute but kinda simple 3D platformer, moved on to Shadow Legend, which caused us to coin the phrase VRAF, and now with ARKEN, it looks like they've taken everything they've learned and created a game that delivers, well, everything we want from a VR game. Physics-based combat, modifiable weapons, exploration, jumping, climbing, swimming, crafting, boss fights, and more. After months of developer Creative 3D VR saying that Very Bad Dreams would be a free upgrade from the PSVR1 version, it now appears that Sony hasn't allowed them to make that possible. They are, however, honoring their word. So if you send them a proof of purchase, the easiest being a screenshot of the receipt PlayStation sent you through email after buying the PSVR1 version and letting them know what region you're in, they'll send you a key for the PSVR2 version.
At a Fazbear location, you are given the opportunity to find your lane. What interests you? Customer service? Technical support?
After months of speculation, Five Nights at Freddy's Help Wanted 2 VR just got an official release date from developer Steelwool Studios. It's coming December 14th, and the PlayStation blog gave us some clues about what to expect when the game launches. They say, the unique features of the PSVR2 headset has enabled us to create a more engaging horror experience through controller haptics, 3D audio, and so much more. The rumble within the headset has been hooked up to our most terrifying moments, adding a level of physicality to jump scares not previously possible. Lastly, thanks to PSVR2's eye tracking system, players will have their mind read by fortune teller Mystic Hippo. A minigame has been built exclusively for PlayStation 5, where players can challenge her ancient powers of perception. Pick a card, any card, and she'll peer through you to guess what it is. After the announcement of Help Wanted 2, I saw a lot of comments on Without Parole asking where Help Wanted 1 was, which luckily shadow dropped on PSVR 2 literally the following day. It comes with the full game and the Curse of the Dreadbear DLC for $30, significantly less than it was on PSVR 1. And if you already own the PSVR 1 version, the upgrade is $10. I checked it out earlier this week, and I'm happy to report it looks crystal clear in the headset, has no reprojection, and despite taking place mostly in the dark, has no traces of Mura whatsoever. December is quickly becoming a packed month for PSVR 2 releases, with Arizona Sunshine 2, Arashi Castles of Sin, and Five Nights at Freddy's 2 being some of the highlights. So it's not the worst news ever that BULLETSTORM VR got a delay this week that pushes it back into next year. It's not a massive delay, however, as the new release date's January 18th. Let's just hope that's enough time to iron out the bugs. I really don't know where to begin with this one, but the developers working on ILYSIA just posted their new roadmap claiming it'll finally be coming to PSVR 2 in Q1 of 2024. And if you're out there saying, but Brian, what the f*** is ILYSIA? I wouldn't blame you. It's an MMO that got announced forever ago on PSVR 1, so long ago in fact, we thought it was going to beat Zenith to retail by a mile. That, of course, didn't happen, but to make matters worse, we've only been hearing negative feedback from the early adopters of this one over on PCVR, so hopefully Team 21 Studios has some massive improvements planned before the PSVR 2 launch. If you've been keeping an eye on the PlayStation Store, you might have noticed that Gun Club VR Reloaded has appeared in the PlayStation VR2 section of the store. Now, Gun Club was pretty great as an early PSVR 1 title, giving us the ability to do full-on manual reloads before most games offered it. Now, if you haven't learned by now, the PlayStation Store is absolutely screwy, and clicking on Gun Club VR Reloaded brings you to the PS4 listing, and there's no guarantee that it'll be a free upgrade, so hold off on this one until we know how they're going to handle it. But the real reason I'm happy to see this is because it hopefully means that developer Binary Mill is interested in bringing over their other PSVR 1 games to PSVR 2 as well, with Rush VR being top of my list.
Experience the thrill.
Okay, before the holidays get here, it's time to do one more Top 25 debate. Now, these things generally take upwards of 4 hours, and we'll include all 4 Without Parole hosts. Plus, we'll be doing it live, so if you want your opinion heard on the next Top 25 list, this is your chance to fight for the game that you want included. It's scheduled for this Saturday, November 25th at noon, so hopefully we'll see you there. Every week, our good friend Professor Lilith organizes a multiplayer meetup over on our Discord. It happens every Sunday at 2 p.m. Eastern, and this week we'll be playing Walkabout Minigolf. If you can't make this week's meetup, don't worry. It happens every Sunday at the same time. So, make sure you click the link in the description below. Come join our Discord.
This week